Super excited to have you all here. Like I mentioned, we've got a great session ahead with an awesome panel of people. Too many for me to introduce all at once. So you'll be getting some intros along the way, but I will pass it over to my colleague, Joe Conley, who's going to kind of walk us through the rest of the intro and really start to bring us into the thick of today's presentation. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to our wonderful panel, and I will take a back seat.
Great. Thank you so much, Amanda. And welcome everybody to Bonterra Support, getting the most from your fundraising software. Today, what we really want to talk about is how we at Bonterra are able to support you in one, really getting the most out of all of the tools you have with us, but then two, leveraging those tools to really supercharge your fundraising program. And as we do that, we're going to start talking a little bit about what is Bonterra Support, take a look specifically at our strategic coaching, our advanced support consulting, and then rounding it out with our training. Now, because we have so many topics, we have a lot of speakers. And as each speaker enters in their section, they're going to go ahead and introduce themselves. But since I'm the first one talking, I'll say hi. My name is Joe Conley. I manage one of our solutions architecture teams here at Bonterra. I've been at Bonterra for a little over 3 years. Before that, I was at Blackbaud for 5 years in a very similar role. And then before that, I worked right in fundraising. But before we hop in and let all of these folks share their knowledge with you, let's talk a little bit about the way we at Bonterra at least see things going. Here at Bonterra, we have proven success of helping our clients succeed. As you can see, Habitat for Humanity, 242% increase in revenue. Matthew Reardon, 300% increase in individual supporter contributions. Covenant House, 22% increase in donor volume, right? We have the proven track record of really helping our clients succeed. Now, why is that important? Well, right now, organizations have a massive increase in the number of solutions. In fact, the average organization is using around 10 different solutions. As part of that, supporters are really expecting multi-channel engagement as part of their experience of your organization, right? They don't just expect the direct mail anymore. They want the email, they want the texting, they want the social. And there's been a 15x growth in data that's been consumed over the past 7 years. So from one perspective, we can say, great, perfect. We've got plenty of data. We know our donors want to be talked to through a number of different channels. And clearly the industry is creating plenty of solutions for us to do all that work, right? So mission accomplished, we've won. Well, not quite. Unfortunately, many organizations are absolutely drowning in a deluge of data and possibly alliteration. But with all of this information, it's not actually helping organizations better succeed in their mission to support their goals, to raise money, and to be good stewards of their donors' relationships and their donors' funds. In fact, of the organizations we've spoken to, 82% say they don't have enough insight to make daily decisions. So let's stop and think about that misbalance, right? On the one hand, they've got massive, massive, massive amounts of data, but not the capacity then to make intentional insights or actionable insights about it. Now, as part of being drowning in that deluge, 57% of nonprofit staff say they feel overwhelmed. And I imagine there are more than a few of you on this call who can resonate with that. Importantly, too, our donors are feeling it. 53% of Gen Z millennials would actually donate more if there was a more tailored experience. And really what I think it all comes down to is really making sure that the supporter knows that you know who they are and what they specifically care about, as opposed to just blasting the same email out to everybody every single day. Crucially, too, 68% of donors are now transient to organizations. Now, that's really different than transient to causes. They've got the causes they really care about or staying loyal to it, but will support whatever organization seems to, in the moment, be best serving that cause. That's why it's so crucial that we're able to effectively communicate why our organization specifically is the one that is best serving that cause. But just to make sure we're not wildly off base, how do you all feel about this? Amanda's going to launch a poll here. Is your team currently feeling overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, or feeling both? We'll give you a moment to fill that out.
All right. Thanks everyone for putting your responses in. Appreciate it. We'll give you about 10 more seconds to make sure we capture everyone. All right. Awesome. Thanks everybody.
And as those results pop up, yeah, pretty much what we would expect. And we can see we're not wildly off base. Now, if you think back to a couple of different slides earlier, one of the things we noted is that organizations are using more and more and more software to accomplish what they need. An issue emerges, software comes in to fill that gap. But we contend that one of the most important things that an organization can do is first make sure that you're really using to its full potential all of the software that you already have. And that's really where our enhanced and premier support come into play, right? Our goal with these offerings is to make sure that we're virtually boots on the ground with you to really make sure that you're getting everything you can out of our tools for your success before you then need to go layer on other tools and other providers. Of course, that very much begs the question, why and what is part of this? Well, I'll start with the why, and then our team here is going to really dive into what's part of these offerings. But with these offerings, we've seen that our organizations that are taking advantage of it are 3xing their fundraising outcomes and simultaneously removing much of that administrative burden. Why is that important? Well, first and foremost, it's taking care of your staff and really reducing their burnout, reducing turnover, and then, of course, minimizing wasted time, wasted money, wasted energy, and potentially, and I wouldn't say not even potentially, absolutely most important, wasted relationships with our donors, where we start communicating with them like they're walking, talking, breathing checkbooks and not real people because we haven't been able to track and build and maintain those relationships. So don't worry. As Amanda said, this will be available, but as a quick snapshot of what's included in both our enhanced and premier support. With premier support, you'll get strategic coaching, and Kimberly's going to be talking about that momentarily. And with both packages, you're going to be receiving advanced support consultation, training, and of course, increased support SLAs. So with that, let me turn it right over to Kimberly, who could talk to you about strategic coaching here with Bonterra.
Thanks, Joe. And hi, everyone. It's great to see all of you on this webinar today. I'm Kimberly O'Donnell. I'm the Chief Fundraising Officer here at Bonterra. I'm also Vice President of our coaching and consulting program. And I have nearly 30 years of fundraising and nonprofit leadership experience. And so when we talk about strategic coaching, it's actually something that is very unique to Bonterra. We have coaches who are experts in their fields who are available to work with you around fundraising and engagement areas to really help you and your team make the most of your Bonterra software that you have, as well as really think about what we would call not only your best practices, but those next practices that you and your organization can be putting into place to have more optimized and successful programs. And so the way that strategic coaching works is you would pick one project that you would want to focus on during the course of the year. And there are 13 projects to pick from. Here is a list of them that you could select from. For example, you might want to really optimize your fundraising campaigns that you're doing. So this would be a very high-level strategy session where we would talk about the different types of campaigns that you're running, perhaps the themes that you have. Maybe there are some new ideas that you want to bring in, and we would work with you on that plan. It could be that you have new events that you want to do, or you have some problem areas that you really want to focus on. We have a client that we recently worked with who really wanted to dive into their SMS messaging and really have tweak it for higher performance. So we worked with them on that. These are high level discussions. We're not going to get deep into the weeds. Instead, we're going to be working with you around what your strategy looks like, where there might be some holes, and what opportunities you have to fix them or improve them. And so these are just a few examples. You would have 4 sessions that you would be doing with a coach during the course of the year. And then our coaches will also attend those quarterly business reviews that you would have with the rest of your Bonterra team. And so they would be able to hear what you're doing, what new initiatives or features you are focused on within your Bonterra software. And then they can also have that big picture view that they can provide some insight on as well. So that's how the strategic coaching works. Let's talk for a minute about who is on this coaching team. These are fundraising and engagement experts. We have more than 20 coaches, but these 3 individuals often work with our EveryAction clients. Christy is a former CEO of a digital agency. Lucas founded a nonprofit. It's very successful and is an expert in things like crypto giving and leveraging alternative assets. So if you're looking for someone who has done some sort of more unique or modern approaches to fundraising, he's a great resource. And then we have someone like Katrina, who is experienced in working with national charities and their affiliates. She's done a ton of events, walkathons and things like that, and your thons. So as you can see, our coaches come with very unique specialties, and we can then identify a coach for you that is going to be a good fit. We go to the next slide. Here are just a couple of use cases. These are the ways in which we are working with our clients. So we might be focused on a specific channel strategy, or we're going to look at, hey, what's not working with you right now, or what do you want to try? Often we have high potential and new staff that could use some fundraising training, right? They could use a trusted advisor to review their own plans. And sometimes, our VP of fundraising or others don't have the time to truly mentor those high potential individuals. And so a coach can be a wonderful resource there. Those who are new to individual gifts or are actually scaling quite quickly and they're trying to manage that scale, a coach can be a great resource there. And you can see some of those other things on how to incorporate AI into your fundraising. What are some next practices with that? So these are a few use cases. And if we go to the next slide, you can hear from one of our clients who said, hey, I'm new to donor management, and this is helping me really up level. Put more quickly. And then if we go to the next slide, this is an individual who said, that her coach helped them do things that they only thought about doing someday. So these are things that they might have taken 2 to 3 years to do. They then incorporated those things much more quickly. I'll often be asked what the difference between a coach and a consultant is, or one of your other Bonterra resources. And the difference is that the coach is coming in with that very high level knowledge. He's going to be talking with you about your plans. What are you trying to accomplish from a fundraising standpoint? But our coaches also know and understand the Bonterra software. So they can also see, hey, if you're looking to increase your legacy giving program, why don't you do X, Y, and Z? And they also understand the software that you have. So they're thinking about how to make the most of your time and your overall giving strategy. A consultant would do the work for you, right? A coach is not going to do the work for you. They're going to work with you and plan and talk through some things. I've also had clients say, hey, we are one of the largest charities in the country. We have a ton of consultants that we work with. We are experts at our job. You know, how can we use coaching? Well, what happened was we sat down with them and we started talking about some of those areas for growth and opportunity. And then they came back to us and they said, "Hey, we want to meet with you next week and actually dive more into our SMS program." So you could see just through that example that even the largest and most savvy nonprofits can leverage coaching. We look forward to working with you, and I'm going to turn things over to Joe again.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. And that'll bring us into our advanced support consulting team.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. And thanks, Kimberly. So my name's Torvik. I run the ASC team over here, so the Advanced Support Consultant team. And I've been working with nonprofits for the better part of 16 plus years here at Bonterra. So definitely excited to see all the folks on this call today and be able to provide some additional information and some insight into kind of like what to expect. You know, what can we do for you? So, you know, one component of the advanced support consultant component of your support package is getting a dedicated named point of contact that is your quarterback for your entire support package experience. You know, so we work very closely with Kimberly and her team. We work with our training department. You know, we work with our design team. You'll hear from Paul in a few minutes. But we will work with you, and I'll give you a little bit of kind of a, you know, behind the scenes ish kind of pull back the curtain just a little bit of kind of what to expect here right out of the gate. You know, so we essentially, you know, kind of we reach out to you, you get your named point of contact, and we will have a kickoff and an intro call. And most importantly, a discovery call. And part of that discovery call is to start to talk about some additional data and design services that you can option for. So the enhanced support package allows you to choose up to one of those services that I'll talk about here in a bit. And the Premier support package allows you to choose up to 3. And with that too, again, that name point of contact is also the project manager. So they make sure that the train is running on time. So I'm very excited to be able to kind of showcase my team here. And, you know, whether you're talking to Dylan, Jen, McCall, Pete, Sean, or Stacy, these are the folks. You will become friends with these folks. You know, a lot of these, you know, engagements, you know, we've had the honor of being able to work with for many years. You know, we've, you know, a lot of the time, obviously, we're in the tool, you know, kind of rolling up our sleeves together and implementing kind of different best practice strategy sessions and stuff. But these are the folks. These are the actual folks that you'll be able to interact with. You know, we are the tool experts, and you know, each one of these individuals also brings unique backgrounds and different talents to the table and stuff. You'll be able to hear in a couple minutes from somebody on this team, Stacy, who is also joined on this call. So I'd mentioned, you know, part of, you know, the relationship building and kind of the integrate into your organization to kind of get to know you is that discovery, you know, and from that discovery call, you know, a lot of the times we're working with your fundraising team, your marketing team, your services, your advocacy, or your financing, or your technology and data team. But at the end of the day, you know, we work with you to establish some initial sessions. You know, where do we want to get the most value add to our time spent together? Whether it is, you know, with the enhanced package meeting about once a month, or with the Premier meeting up to once a week, you can always reach out to us via email and stuff like that. But, you know, these are kind of, you know, face-to-face virtual kind of meetings. But we start to hone in on some use cases. Maybe you want us to be able to help unlock and realize, your support engagement. I think Joe on the top of the call was talking about, organizations have tons of data, but then it's trying to utilize that data to maximize, your supporter engagement, to make sure that you're not leaving any person behind. You're always kind of, segmenting data correctly and utilizing the front end tools as best as possible. So these are just some use cases here that we commonly kind of see and such. So I do want to turn it over to Stacy to kind of run you through a little bit of a kind of the day in the life of somebody on my team.
Thanks, Torvik. Hi, everyone. I am Stacy Leffler. I've been with Bonterra for just over 3 years now. And prior to that, I was in the fundraising world as well. So I have lots of real life experience in situations exactly like this. So I just want to kind of run through a recent project experience that I had with a client. They came in and said, we're really looking to grow our recurring giving program. We don't have a whole lot of time to make a lot of changes, but we need something that's going to be impactful. So we sat down and, after going back and forth a little bit, they really wanted to personalize their outreach and have some more flexible giving options. And we also talked about highlighting their impact stories. And the way that we can do those things are through using our recurring upsell Lightbox on our giving pages, and we can use optimized ask amounts in our targeted emails when we're reaching out to those folks, so that we can suggest amounts for their donations that are probably higher than they would have given on their own. And so the way that we can work together, this is a quick and really impactful change that organizations can make without using a ton of manpower or a whole lot of hours of their staff time. And I really think that that is the kind of heart of this package that you'll receive with enhanced or premier support, because you do have one-on-one time with myself or someone else on the team to really kind of look at your individual situation. So that's just kind of one example of what we can do to support you.
Yeah, thanks, Stacy. Again, I already mentioned this, but a component of the Premier and Enhanced support packages is working with your ASC team member to identify which one or which multiple services you want to option for. So, kind of out of that grab bag per se, you can option for some NCOA updates. So if you're an organization sending out lots of mail and you have a large, donor database, you want to make sure that, the addresses in there are the most up to date. You might want to option for something like that. Duplicates, analysis and merge, duplicates can happen. You can deploy the best strategies out there, but at the end of the day, sometimes you do have, whether it's bringing in an additional list into the system, versus, your natural organic records and things like that. We do have some data, our data services that does a duplicate analysis using some algorithms on our end, and we will present to you what we feel in a weighted way and in an easy way to be able to kind of make a decision, like, okay, at the end of the day, this is gonna, these records will be merged and this and that. Additionally, sustainer migrations, it's that process that, when you are, if you do have any sort of contributions in a legacy program, you want to move those over to Bonterra Payments. A sustainer migration is included as part of that process. And to kind of rounding this out here, email deliverability, kind of that inbox placement, the importance of making sure that your emails stand the best possible chance to get delivered into the inbox to your supporters or potential supporters, and make sure that those supporters are converted and such. We have some deliverability experts to be able to work with you closely, to proactively and reactively adjust and course correct and kind of work with you at the end of the day to make sure that your inbox is your presence in the inbox is being felt. So I will next turn this over to Paul, and he will talk about the design services again that are available for you to option as part of your support packages.
Thank you, Darvik. My name is Paul Kittredge. I'm the director of the design services team. I manage the team. We handle custom design and development for our clients. We have been around for about 20 years. I've been working for the company for 15, and I've been managing us for the past 7. Before that, I have been working for and with nonprofits since the mid-1990s. We do a lot of work for our clients. We do a lot of work for different types of clients, small, medium, and large. And if you're interested in learning more than what I have just provided here, I'm always happy to have a deep dive about what we have done, what we can do, and how we can help you. We have listed a bunch of different options that you can choose from here, the first of which is logo design. So this includes both logo and branding. We can spend time with you on 2 different flavors of logo and brand work, a large-scale brand reworking or a more straightforward logo creation for a campaign or a specific project. Generally, both of those projects follow the same path, which is trying to assess your values, understand your goals, and think about your brand personality. We will then help you develop your logo. If you choose the larger logo and brand design solution, we'll work with you on the usage, the palette, the typography, the photography, and think about all the different elements that go into your brand work. The next service that we offer is the email template design. We use a drag and drop tool. And so generally, I would say about half of our clients feel comfortable going in and making a perfectly fine and serviceable template for themselves. But there's always clients who are interested in having us spend that time with our skilled designers to help you understand what you're trying to do and build that into your email template. We will work with you to assess what types of emails you want to send and how often you want to send them. And then we'll build templates for you for each of those different types of emails, train you on how to make those work, and then hand you over to our drag and drop tool where you can make all the changes yourself. The next piece of the puzzle that we offer is print design. We have some very talented print designers on our team. Like all design projects, they're going to initially try to understand what it is you're trying to do, get all the assets from you, and then take those raw materials and convert them into a highly polished and highly designed finished project. We want to make sure that we're doing this the right way, of course. So this is one of those more high-touch services. Takes more time and requires more of a higher cost. But generally, we want to work with you to produce the most polished finished project that you're looking for. And the last service that we offer is website design and development. We now live in a world where your website is the most prominent and targeted message you can provide online. The traction and reach that you may have had through social media is no longer as valuable or as under your control as it used to be. So we understand that. We want to work with you to give you that control back, let you control that message, and overall have access to producing the message and outlook you're looking for in the world. This is probably our largest project. It usually takes between 3 and 6 months. We'll do a full assessment of your current site, work with you to wireframe, design, develop, migrate, and then relaunch your new website. Importantly, we don't disappear after launch. We build in a support and maintenance contract with you. We know that you are going to want to make changes to your website in the future, probably the near future, and we want you to have access to us so we can help you make those changes easily and with minimal hassle. Should also flag that if you are an organization that is looking for a new brand, we can also combine the logo or branding design with the website project and produce everything all at once for you. That's all I have to offer. I'm going to turn you back over to Joe. And yeah, thanks for showing up for this conversation with us.
Hey, thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much, Torvik. Thank you so much, Stacy. Now it is time to talk training. So that puts Daniel, you're up.
Hey everyone, my name's Dan Mathias. I've been with Bonterra on whole about 6 years now, and I am here to assist you in learning EveryAction and getting you more familiar with the system on whole. Again, to try to cap off everything that everyone else has said here, we're looking to have this unified kind of two-way street to ensure that you're getting the most out of the system itself. And that's where training comes in to help you maximize the value of the platform on whole and drive your fundraising outcomes. So the training itself is actually going to be split into two types of formats. We have the on-demand training, which is available for both the enhanced and premier packages here, where we have multi-day courses. We've got live webinars, even advanced webinars now to help you transform even the most basic user into a power user. And we have a ton of best practices available online that we've kind of collected through the number of social good organizations that we worked with here at Bonterra on whole. Joe, if you'd like to go to the next one. Then we also have the personalized training. This is exclusive to Premier support customers. But what this is going to involve is basically a deep dive discovery call to determine, the overall skill level of your team itself and what struggles or what features you're not currently using in the system itself. We go through, build out a plan month to month over that year, or we can go through and freestyle this effectively and determine, as you evolve, as you learn with the system itself, what's going to be most needed to, get your hands around. This is here not only to advance your team's skill set and the product knowledge with that 4 hours of training per month, but it's also allowing you to access bespoke learning pathways and content in Bonterra Academy that is specifically for your organization. Joe, if you'd like to go to the next one here. So just to kind of cap that off, the on-demand training is here to allow you to onboard staff members at your convenience. So this can be something where even if you're a veteran user, we are releasing new content consistently here. So if you're interested in a new feature or a new update to the system itself, you can come in, take a look at these bespoke trainings or attend one of the live sessions that we have to ensure that you are up to date on everything that is going on in EveryAction. And this is also going to allow you to go through and improve your processes or, again, get a grasp on those new features or anything that's been released new in the system to, again, keep you on your toes, make sure that you are at the forefront of your organization, and to ensure that, if you do have new staff that are coming on board, we can give you a hand with that effectively, making sure that, if you do need someone to go through a training regimen with these folks, we can actually take care of that ourselves through this 4-hour a month session. To kind of lend credence to everything that I've mentioned here, one of the biggest organizations that I've worked with recently has been Covenant House. And I really want to highlight the fact that this has been a symbiotic relationship, which is the best term that I can use here, where it's effectively, I learn a lot about their organization and how they operate. And with that, we can open a robust conversation for what will work and what won't work with the current offerings in the software. So we want to, again, make sure that you're not only getting the maximum value out of the software itself, but also having a fuller understanding of, hey, this feature exists, but it may not be a best item for you. So again, just really highlighting the fact that we want to make this a comfortable, easy, and beneficial relationship between not only our training staff, but your organization on whole, and making you a much more efficient and effective organization. And from here, I'll pass it back over to Joe.
Great. Thank you so much, Dan. The last thing we'd like to talk about is priority support and escalation pathways. Now, one thing I want to make very, very clear is that if you are a customer of Bonterra, support is here for you. See, the support is included no matter what. But for those of you who do choose to take advantage of an advanced or premier package, you get more along with that. First, of course, you get to skip the queue, right? With both our email support and, as we soon launch, live chat support, allows you to jump right up there to the front. Importantly, too, is we do then have a set SLA or service level agreement For our support response times, with Enhanced, it's 6 hours, and Premier, it is 4. Additionally to that, if you do have Premier support, we allow off business hour coverage. Well, what does that mean? That means if you're looking for additional support outside of our standard support times, you have up to 8 hours per quarter that you're able to use at high volume times, whether that's a Giving Tuesday, at your particular gala, times where you really want to make sure if something isn't going right, support is right there to support you. So with that, we've got another poll for you. Of everything we've talked about today, what package is the most interesting or of most interest to you? And of course, it all sounds fantastic is totally a fair response as well. We'll go ahead and let Amanda launch that poll.
Thanks, Joe. We'll give folks a couple of seconds to fill that out. All right, I see good results coming in, but I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to get back to their keyboard. If you are getting a glass of water or multitasking, we'll make sure you can get to this. All right, appreciate y'all's participation.
Let's see those results. Very, very cool. Bonterra is positioned to help you succeed. That's really what we want to do. And while we're doing this presentation today, and you're hearing it in your today, whatever that today is, we want to note that this is not something that we just came up with, right? It's not something that is brand new to the work that Bonterra has been doing. We've done over 1,000 technical projects, supported over 30,000 events. We have 20 million profiled supporters as part of our fast action and are serving over 20,000 social good organizations. And importantly, talking volume now, over 600,000 support cases that we're solving annually, right? Our team is here to support you. And our team, as you've heard with the tenure of all of the folks on this call, has been here to support you. We really want to formalize it and allow you to take advantage of it in a formalized way. Because as we've said way from the beginning, it's not enough just to have the software. It's not enough just to layer a bunch of softwares together. It's really crucial that you're optimizing your use of it to achieve the outcomes that you want and that frankly the world needs. So what are the next steps? You're interested? What are we going to do? Take a look here at our helpful resources, information on the supporter, the packages, subscribe to our newsletter, and there's where you can get both the Academy and our technical support. And then finally, when more questions come up or you're like, yeah, I really want to really do a deep dive on Premier support, that's when it's time to reach out to your account manager. And again, just like all of our previous slides, these are the real live folks who are here to support you. Now, if you're looking at this slide and you're thinking, gee, I don't know who my account manager is, I want you to send an email right out to sales@bonterratech.com to ask, or head right over to our website and ask right in that chat widget that comes up so that we can get you connected with your primary person here at Bonterra. And that's really what we have for you. Thank you so much to all of the panelists. Thank you so much to Amanda. And of course, and most importantly, thank you to all of you for attending and letting us share with you these exciting package offerings.